show, the fast 5 things you need to know. We'll start your day off swirly, it's the toast. I sound amazing.
Yes, you do sound amazing. I am so, excuse me, now my iPad, not behaving. Of course, we play the intro song every time the show begins, but today it is especially because I'm so excited that after talking about it all week, we were able to finally, honestly, we turned it around really fucking quick, our song on Spotify as like a regular song. It will be on all the streaming services.
In due time.
Yes, like they're all being processed. Spotify went up first, and thank God, because like I think that's the most important one. So your kids can stream it in the car.
Yeah, that's what we're gonna do. We've been needing this, and glad to have it by the end of the week. It's New Music Friday. Stream your new favorite song, Toast theme song.
Correct.
Happy Fridays.
You'll be able to say like, Alexa, play Toast theme song, because it's going to be on Amazon Music. It's going to be, I think, on like Google, whatever.
Then
so whatever.
She might play our podcast episode that's called the Toast theme song.
Oh, that's actually really confusing. We might have to change that episode title.
Okay. Wow.
Like,
yeah. No, at the time, like
you should be able to be cooking and be like, Alexa. Like we can't interfere with that.
Yeah,
experience.
especially because that episode, like I think 10 seconds in, I cursed, which I'm seriously regretting, because if it does come on by accident because you are with your kids and you want to play it, like it's just not the vibe.
We're going to take care of it. Like, one thing about us, we are doers, movers, and shakers. And we have moved, we have done, and we have shook. Mm-hmm. What a week. I can't believe it's Friday. I feel like I really earned it. Every day was just sort of like working hard for the man.
Yeah, it was a long one. It was a good one. It's the last day of February's.
Oh my God. It is the last day of
February. So it's very much a Fridays, because it's the end of the week, the end of the month, and then it's March. Like, hello, March.
It's giving, in conclusion,
March.
Oh my God, March. I didn't really put together that March was beginning tomorrow. It changes everything for me.
We're marching into March.
I love that.
Yeah, that kind of changes things. Like, March is a new vibe.
I mean, I guess we should have known, because yesterday we dropped our final episode of the month on Patreon, which was a real kind of hot button, radioactive. Everybody's talking about our episode. We do this series, and we've started to do it less and less because it's honestly hurtful.
We've probably done it. I think this is our 3rd time ever, maybe 2nd time.
It's inspired by the famous YouTube series Celebrities Reading Mean Tweets on the Jimmy Kimmel Show, where Jackie and I sit down and like read our mean podcast reviews. Now, podcast reviews are interesting because people come to compliment, but they also come to like troll. And we're hearing some hard truths about ourselves. We're pretty much disagreeing with all of them.
Well, that would make them not truths. You can't call that truth.
Oh, yeah. No, we're hearing some fucking mean-ass shit about ourselves.
We're hearing some moronic opinions about ourselves.
Some lies, and we're responding to them quite directly.
I feel like I didn't really respond to them. That was like, that's so kind of, like, I didn't know if this is in a debate, like we're just like reading the reviews, chuckling, being like, no thanks. There was like a couple things that's like, oh, that's an interesting note. But really, most of them weren't interesting notes. They were just like hate-filled, and I don't feel like I didn't respond to them, because like I don't waste my time.
Well, you'll just have to tune into the episode to find out what we did, because we can't even really figure out what we did. We can't even figure out exactly what we did do. But if you listen to it, you'll figure it out.
You'll know what we did and what we did not do.
And what we did not do is what we're doing. No. Yeah. Oh my God. You and I haven't even spoken about this, and it's so internet. Like, I'm embarrassed to even like share that I know about it.
Mason?
But yes. Oh my God. How did you know I was going to say that?
Because it's so internet, and I'm embarrassed to even know about it.
There is a conspiracy theory that's like really taken off, mostly on TikTok, but it's that Mason Disick, the 15-year-old firstborn son of Kourtney Kardashian and Scott Disick, has fathered a child. They're saying that he got a girl pregnant in his high school, and they have a daughter named
art class.
They have a daughter named Piper.
She's 1 year old.
I don't think he would have a daughter. I just want to say, I don't think he would have a daughter named Piper when his sister's name is Penelope. I just want to say, so that's how I know that the rumors aren't true.
Oh, that doesn't convince me. The thing is, so everyone's like, there's these rumors. I'm like, what is the source of these rumors? Where do they come from? And apparently they come from Mason's self. Like, he posted to his Finsta. He did a Q&A, and he just kind of like lets it rip.
Is always starting stuff.
He lets it rip, and in his Q&A, like, he seriously said that he has a 1-year-old daughter. He posted a picture of her and said that she was a failed protection.
Now, there have been a lot of Mason Disick Finsta like moments. Are we sure? Is this a verified account?
I don't know. But like I saw screenshots of a alleged Finsta from Mason, and that's where this is coming from, because he like kind of goes on Finstagram and spills the beans. Like he told us all that's like about Travis and Kylie if they were still together.
Every now and then he figures out the Wi-Fi password in his house and like uses it to spill his family secrets.
Well, now he's big.
You know, he's a grown-ass man, because when people were saying this, I'm like, ew, don't talk about a child like that. But he's like literally a teenager. Like this could happen.
This is where the rumors stem from, but because I didn't see it with my own two eyes from the primary source, like anyone could make up a screenshot and make up a thing. So
and you can also make up a Finsta.
Yeah, so I'm like not going to report on it as veracity.
No, we're not reporting. We are not reporting. I'm just remarking.
Yeah, it's definitely weird. Like it's weird to talk about the 15-year-old kid and the 1-year-old child and the girl in the art class and Piper. Like it's weird to talk about.
I kind of love the name Piper. Just want to say, if that is the name that they went with.
It's cute. And that made Courtney a grandma. And then Piper and Rocky are the same age.
Well, that's always like a weird part in Hollywood when you have like children later in life, and then like your kids already have kids. So like your grandbaby is also your niece, you know?
But I feel like that happens more so not unnaturally, but because like men can have kids until a certain age. So for a woman to have a child and then another child, but the first child has a baby when she's like, it's kind of beautiful.
Yeah, Courtney having children like 16 years apart is biblical.
Yeah. And that's how they did it back in the day, right? Like you were 16 years apart from your parent and then your grandparent, and so like you have 4 generations like living under one roof.
Maybe not 16, but like 22.
19. 20.
No.
So you're 20, 40, 60, 80.
So that's not a story by any means. I just felt like I had to speak on it.
And then Piper would be having a living great-great-grandmother in MJ.
Yes, she would.
Honestly, have him young.
If true, it's a beautiful story.
There's beauty in it, if true.
I had kind of like an experience last night. Kind of a frustrating one.
Okay, share your truth.
You know, Jackie and I are very proud Jewesses. Mm-hmm. And just like a fun part of our religion is like a deep sense of superstition, right? Mm-hmm. And I kind of like that about us. Like, we don't really plan for the future. It's like, it's not something I take umbrage with in my religion, you know? There's some things
I'm
like, really, we can't.
It's a little inconvenient sometimes, but.
Well, when you're trying to plan for your future as a pregnant lady, like, it's definitely inconvenient. And last night, for the first time, I was like, oh my God, I don't even have like a napkin. Like, I don't have anything in my house. Like, and when you go on TikTok and there are girls who are like the same stage of pregnancy as you doing nursery reveals, and like you seriously don't even own a crib, it's jarring. And so I don't need a crib, obviously, but I was just like last night, like maybe I should just like make a plan, you know, not buy anything. Right. Like grab a neighbor, grab a snack, make a plan, not buy anything. Then, you know, once I started, I got like really crazy.
And she's on Canva.
I ended up designing on Canva my whole nursery, and I haven't bought anything, and I will not buy anything, and I will not do anything. But let me tell you, it's so parchy.
It's so aesthetic.
It's so aesthetic. I'm so proud of myself repurposing a lot of the furniture that's already in my home, because I'm really not in the mood to like spend money. You know, this is already going to be an expensive venture of my life. Like, I don't need before the kid even gets here to like be spending money. So I like was on these like room renovator design AI websites, like trying to come up. What I came up with is, I'm not going to share it because that's like giving Kanai Nahara like superstition vibes. And I'm not buying anything, but I feel good knowing like when the time comes to buy, I know exactly what I'm buying. Like, I don't have to spend time planning. It's just a click of a button.
Yeah, and you can like just design nurseries on Canva as a hobby in your spare time. Like, that's just fun.
Oh, I would love to if anybody needs one designed. I'm kind of good at it.
It doesn't mean anything. They're like, it's not canine. Like, it's just a fun thing to do.
Now, it goes without saying, like, I think designing a girl nursery is so much more fun. Although I love where I ended up. And there are less obvious themes when it comes to boys. Like, you can't have like a monster truck themed nursery. But I was like looking at inspo pics on social media, and like the girly ones with like the cute like pink wallpaper. Like, it's so cute.
You got to put a couple frames in.
We do have extras, by the way. I could spray paint them blue.
Claudia, you should. Do you see the balloons popping up around us?
Yeah, it's
the
internet agrees. Oh, I think that's a Parchi idea. I like that.
That's really cute.
I do need to have a nod to the toast in there. I didn't throw that in my Canva design yet. I'll get on it.
Yeah, there's so many things you could put.
So many. And then I also you could put together like a private Amazon cart. Because I wanted to put all these things in my cart. I'm obviously not buying them.
Yeah.
But like when the time comes, I'd like to be able to just buy my cart, but I don't want them sitting in my cart for the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, and then you always
know?
have to like take them out and put them back in.
So I made like a private cart. I need to run it by you, obviously. Like, it's just so crazy because when I need something as an adult, like I need a towel. Mm-hmm. I get it on Amazon, right? You know, like whenever you need anything.
Okay, you really love getting towels on Amazon.
Okay, fine. Not towels. So I need like a nail file. I get one on Amazon, okay?
Yeah.
And like, I understand why people get so crazy and why like the mama industry, because I think I'm so chill. I'm like, the top seller on Amazon works for me. And then I'm like, does it? I don't know. Where has this elephant towel been? Like, it was so cute on the kid, but I'm like, I don't know. It wasn't, and like some of the brand names were giving like AI generated mom cozy, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm feeling like I understand why people get so crazy with just like every little product because I'm so chill, right? I was like putting shit in my cart. I'm like, oh, this is totally like filled with chemicals, you know?
Yeah. It's a slippery slope. I don't get crazy about like everything. Like towels, I wouldn't get so crazy because you wash them before you use them anyway, and hopefully that takes away the chemicals.
But like, what about the thread count? Do you know what I mean?
Oh, that they're not cozy enough?
They're
not like warm enough?
Is it going to be harsh on baby's skin?
Harsh on baby's skin. I don't know. Sometimes
like I found myself thinking really critically.
Sometimes if you have a towel that's too soft, it doesn't absorb the moisture, and then the baby is wet and cold.
Right. I found myself thinking really critically about like random things. And you know what else I found out?
But then also it's like if you have a Parchi towel that you like, that's the right amount of roughness and softness. You could just use that. And then you know.
Yeah, but it doesn't have the little ears.
It doesn't have the hood.
Like, where is the ears?
Yeah, if you don't have the ears. Well, you could also get like a little cap.
No. I remember bathing your children in that like gray elephant. And it was the highlight of my life. It's too cute. I'm not giving up on that.
On the fun.
Except, can we talk about like a newborn baby towel? Like even the shit on Amazon, like the crap from Mom Cozy China. For one towel, $26. Like, hello?
Oh, maybe
it's a washcloth.
When I see that, I'm like, oh, maybe it's good.
No, they're taking advantage of like mamas who are unwell.
Well, that's true. But you do need a towel for your baby. So.
Correct. But you also don't.
Something like
you
that.
You also don't. Like if you have a towel in your house.
Parchi towel. But something like that, it's kind of nice to go to the store and like feel stuff.
Yeah, I know, but that's so not happening. I can barely make it to work. Like, let's be real.
I feel like you live at Bloomingdale's. Like that's where you sleep there on the 7th floor.
I feel like
in the beds.
up until this point, I'm like so chill. Like, no, I don't need things. And it's like, why? This is my first. Like, I can be crazy with my first child. No, like, I want stuff.
Okay, literally 180 from you saying 4 minutes ago, I'm not spending any more money on this.
No, furniture I'm not spending money on. Like that's like the prices for some of these things. Like it's actually disgraceful.
If I could share some lessons. I heard you say, now I'm remembering, I heard you said on FaceTime yesterday, like you don't need a changing table because you have the dresser. You could use the dresser as a changing table.
I didn't say that.
Okay.
Because I picked out my changing table yesterday.
Get a changing table.
Yeah, no, I picked it out. It's from Pottery Barn. It's Parchi.
Okay, great. Get a change. So you'll buy that. You'll obviously buy the rocking chair, which you will use. You can start using today.
Yeah, I honestly got a great tip because they make gliders. I was talking the legs going up is super important, right? And they make the manual and they make the electric.
Fly back.
Yeah, but I'm like, why would anybody not get the electric? And then I was talking to my friend Margot, and she didn't get the electric. She's super religious. I'm like, is it because you don't want to use electricity on Shabbat? She was like, not really. Like, it hinders where you can put the chair in the room because you need an outlet. And I realized that the room that I'm using for a nursery has seriously one outlet. I have to get the manual.
Okay, there you go. Also, the electric gives off a light that if your chair is like facing the crib, there's a light in their face. I used to like put a tape over it.
Oh, silly. Yeah, that's problems.
Okay, so you're going to fly back.
I like how they make I like how they make baby gliders with like Bluetooth speakers and chargers, like Lazy Boy. You don't need that.
No, I think mine had charging ports. Like, are you joking me?
No, but you know what I did find out? Like, fun fact, and I feel like people probably know this, but I'm obviously like new here. But if you don't, your breast pump is covered by insurance.
Yes.
Mine was $4.
Yes, you do know that.
$4.95.
Did you already order one?
No, I just checked what my insurance covered on the website.
And you got to go blue Spectra, not pink Spectra.
Of course, Blue Spectra. And do
Because
you know that
the pink Spectra doesn't work unless it's plugged in, and the blue Spectra you can charge and take on
charge.
the go. I only got blue because I had a boy, so I'm like, I guess I should get blue. And then I regretted it. I was like, I could have pink. I'm a girl. And then I learned that pink has to stay in the wall.
Do you know that there's a Blue Spectra in this very room that I sit in? You must have left it at one of the studios, like you bought an extra one to pump with.
Yeah.
Can you share breast pumps?
Yes,
like,
you can.
I take,
There's nothing
so,
like.
So this could be my work pump.
Yeah, there's something wrong with the screen. Like it still works, but you can't really see all the numbers that you want to see.
Oh, you left a broken one here.
No, I still used it, but that's why I brought it to the office, and then I got myself a new one that I used at home.
Got it.
But if you're in a
I loved
pinch-
that because it was $300 on Amazon. I'm like, well, obviously I'm not going to forego a breast pump, but I'm like, damn, that's just funny. It's funny what costs a lot and what doesn't cost a lot.
I feel like breast pump is premium technology that and does an amazing service, and they can seriously charge what they want. And the fact that it's covered by insurance, like they could charge more.
No, and you know what else was covered by my insurance that comes with my Spectra? 400 bags. God willing, I should make so much milk that I use the bags.
Okay, you don't want 400 bags in your house.
Oh, I don't, but it's free. I couldn't choose a different amount.
You couldn't. That's gonna be
no. It was automatically added when you put in the Blue Spectra.
I think I got 100 bags and I never went through all of them.
Okay, but maybe I'll be a super supplier.
Maybe you will be a super.
I mean, with
producer.
jugs like mine,
you would think it has nothing to do with breast size. Shockingly.
No, I don't mean more about the size. I mean the personality and girth of my breasts. They give super producer energy. Do you not agree?
I understand you, but it's crazy how it doesn't work that way.
But I'm not talking about size. I'm talking about real grit and personality.
About energy.
Yes.
I know.
Because I don't know if I would say that your breasts have the energy of super producers.
Well, they're not super. They were never a super producer.
Right. It was. I would say you were a little below average.
Well, for the first, a little below. For the second, partially adequate.
So
no
I don't
supplements.
know. I'm feeling like
supplement. Yeah.
I feel like I could feed the whole block, honestly. That's kind of the vibe my breasts give off.
Claudia,
hopefully.
I really don't want
Even
you
though
to
I've
jinx
heard I've heard being a super producer is like just as bad as being an under producer. Like it's not a blessing like when you get to a certain point.
Okay, at a certain point when you're filling up like actual milk jugs.
Mason jars. Yeah.
So you're not going to hopefully, I mean, that would be crazy, but good for content. You're not a super producer, but like you might be parchy.
I just want to let you know, if I am a super producer, like I am becoming one of those girls on TikTok who says like, they give you a breakdown. Here's what, and they literally fill up like, you know, when you go to Costco and you get that big gallon of milk, like they fill up 3 of those a day.
Yeah, that is like 1 in a billion person.
It's burdensome.
I don't know anyone who's had that experience.
But I'm actually pregnant at the same time as a lot of my friends. Like I could share and they would know it's coming from like a good, clean source.
You could sell.
Yeah.
You could donate.
And I just keep finding out like even more of my friends are pregnant. And I can't tell you how fabulous it is.
That's very exciting.
It really is. Like just kind of crushed it, honestly.
Yeah, you're like so. You must love that. Like you're part of something.
Being a part of like every time I hear
you're not
somebody
early,
new, like,
you're not late.
I'm just with the rest of them. And for a lot of my friends, it's their second, but a lot of them, it's their first. Like not me, like being like living life on a good timeline. Like, sorry. I know you're not supposed to like compare and like everybody's on their own timeline. And like, that was me too. Cause I was like literally not wanting to have kids. Like when I'm 26, 27, I'm like, oh no, still no. 28, no, 29, not really. 30. Okay, fine. So for somebody who cares a lot about timelines, like, sorry, that's my toxic trait. I am absolutely crushing it.
Yeah, for someone who cares like what everyone else is up to.
But literally for somebody who's always looking over her shoulder.
Yeah.
Crushed.
I'm happy for you.
And
your aforementioned friends who are pregnant.
Yes, of course. I'm not gonna blow up their spots, but it's a really party crew coming together.
Oh, it is.
Yeah, of like NYC moms.
Will you be like sad and happy, but like when you leave them? Because like you will like graduate from the program soon.
Why am I leaving? Oh yeah, because some of them are like further behind.
Yeah.
Some of them are ahead.
Okay.
And I feel like I kind of crushed that too. Like there's a couple ahead, and like, I'm right in the middle. Honestly,
you're not going to be the first one leaving. You're not going to be the last one there.
No, Rachel totally goes next. Like it's kind of hard, G. No, I won't feel sad. I can kind of be like a guiding light for others.
That's so beautiful.
Yeah. Yeah, it's been nice. And now it's just my phone knows that I'm debating between the Uppa Baby Vista and the Bugaboo Fox 5. And they're torturing me with it. They're torturing me with it to the point where like I actually don't care anymore. Just like give me a stroller.
I shared my thoughts because I have both.
I know.
Yes, like,
but let me tell
I
you,
actually have the Bugaboo is in New York. Like, if you wanted to just take it.
Oh,
it's my
free
like,
stroller.
Yeah, I keep it like at the studio.
I'm being free.
Free.
There's a stroller in this studio.
There should be, or it's like it's in New York.
It's not here.
It's in my storage unit.
Yeah, like you are so up a baby Vista, up a baby Vista,
I
up a
love
baby Vista.
the Up a Baby Vista. I recommend it.
And then I
to
saw
everyone.
a girl on TikTok this morning. Like they know she was so chic. Like she had her Up a Baby Vista. But a lot of my friends in New York City who like live similar lives to me, like they're working moms, but they like, you know, spend half the days with their kids, like very similar structures. They swear by the Bugaboo Fox 5. So I don't know.
Bugaboo,
I don't know.
The Bugaboo is like definitely like the cooler, chicer stroller a little bit, but like
it is.
But like everyone really has the Up a Baby, but like Bugaboo is very nice. And I know some people do the Bugaboo Donkey because it will easily convert into a 2-kid stroller if you're thinking
I can't think that far ahead.
And also, but then it's really wide. But then there's like a little. You can make it like a little smaller, and then there's a little compartment you could put Romeo in there. Just think about that.
No, I need you to tell me honestly, like, because all I care about is like being a cool mom. Like when I walk in the streets and when I finally start looking like myself again and I have the 6 stroller, like what is the Rolls Royce?
Well, the Rolls Royce, like Dior makes a stroller.
No, but of baby brands. Like, yeah, I know Dior is cool, but like who has better like branding?
Well, then there's also Silver Cross. Like now we're like it's not
Yes,
just Bugaboo
I took a look at
versus
Silver
Up
Cross.
a Baby, but really like the Up a Baby, you will see if you start to like go to the parks and start. Everyone has the Up a Baby like for a reason. I love the Up a Baby Vista, but Bugaboo has like something cooler about it because maybe it's like, yeah, we don't care how easy it is to break down. We like how it looks.
We're too cool for that. And you know, I'm just now remembering because our sister Olivia, when she gave birth to her first, like we were all so excited, and I remember my gift to her like was her stroller. I just feel like I should remind her of that.
Yeah, you should.
I feel like she just doesn't remember. I bought her like the Silver Cross. I remember I was like, oh wow, strollers are expensive. But of course, it was our first baby. Like we were all
between Olivia and I, we have every stroller out there.
Right.
I've literally teased this so many times. I could do a whole vlog on strollers. I have so many strollers. They are my passion.
That's so crazy. I just am like
nothing was more exciting than getting a new. And in the beginning, I was like, I'm getting the Duna because I knew we were going to move in a few months. And I was like, I don't want a million strollers like in my hallway. And I didn't have a love of stroller yet. I was like, we can walk around in the Duna. Like, that's fine. And then I like just started to see other people's strollers and they had like bassinet attachments. So then I got like the yo-yo because it's collapsible and had a bassinet. And it was like just this little bassinet stroller. But then I had the itch. And then I remember I was like, fuck it, I'm getting
it's kind of like purses.
Kind of like purses. Like, yeah. So
that's like the journey I went on last night. Like now I know about the products and the names and I'm like one of those girls. But you know what? Sorry, it had to be done.
Just wait till you get your first.
Yeah, I'm excited.
It's exciting.
Now, in terms of show, how are the stories? The Epstein files, like, were not released.
No, like 200 pages were released of like things we already knew, like, and just like his contacts in his phone. So there's like new names, but it's like that doesn't. I don't even want to say those names because
it's not a
like,
smoking gun.
Not at all. He had Mick Jagger's phone number. Like, sorry that I said Mick Jagger. Sorry.
Useless. Waiting for the Epstein files is like waiting for rain in this drought.
Apparently,
useless
like thousands
and disappointing.
of pages like were withheld.
No, and like good on that lady Pam, who's like all about it.
Yeah,
you know, she's figuring it out. Like, thank God we've been like waiting for somebody to take on the job, and so take your time, but like figure it out and stop like teasing us.
Yeah, the tease was kind of hard, and then like the binders, and it's like, okay, they're here, and then it was a nothing burger. But then apparently a whistleblower told Pam that there's thousands of pages that like the FBI or the Southern District of New York withheld from her. So Pam is going to.
So it's a developing story, not the big breakthrough news we thought we were getting today.
No new news.
But we have Queenie and Weenie of the week. We have Southern Charm recap, and the new episodes of Love is Blind dropped today, which we will be enjoying all weekend long.
I don't know. I have to read this weekend for redheads, so my Love is Blind watching will take a back seat. But do what you have to do.
I'll be there for you guys.
Do what you have to do, Turdy.
Yeah, I will.
Do what you got to do. Are the Oscars this weekend?
Are they?
It feels like they are. People are talking about them a lot. Like I'm seeing.
They're just talking about Carla Sofia Gascon.
Oh no, that's like separate. What I'm seeing is like People Magazine, like remembering Oscars 1993.
Oh, tributes.
No, not like tributes, but just like going down Oscars memory lane, like in preparation.
The fabulous thing about this is that we could Google it. Oscars
It's true,
2025.
but I'm liking using context clues. So that would make them March 2nd. That feels right.
Do you want to put in a final guess as to when the Oscars are airing?
I think they're airing on Sunday.
March 2nd, 7 p.m. Yes, you are correct.
Wow. That feels right.
You know what else feels right? Diving into the fast 5 stories you need to know. You do.
It's a gargy pargy morning with Jackie O and Turdy Lou.
And the Gargy Pargy Morning is brought to you by Netflix and their new comedy series, Running Point. It comes from hitmaker and, potential ideal guest.
Dream guest
for the toast, Mindy Kaling. And its stars are rom-com queen, Kate Hudson. So it's a really edgy, bold, and funny twist on the underdog comedy. It features main character Isla Gordon, played by Kate Hudson, and her rise to one of the most iconic professional basketball franchises and her dysfunctional yet lovable family trying to block her shot. So basically, Kate Hudson's family owns this big basketball team, and a scandal forces her brother to resign. She is then appointed president of the LA Waves, which is one of the most storied in professional basketball franchises, and it's her family business. So she's ambitious, often overlooked. Isla is going to have to prove to her skeptical brothers, the board, and the larger sports community that she was the right person for the job, especially in the unpredictable male-dominated world of sports. She may have not been a part of the original playbook, but as skeptics will soon learn, she's calling the shots now, like it or not. It's an easy and fun binge with the sharp and edgy laugh-out-loud moments. This is everything I need to enjoy my life this weekend. Made by Mindy Kaling, check. Starring Kate Hudson, check. Women in sports, this is a sports podcast. It makes sense why Netflix wanted to sponsor this episode. I'm so down. And it launched yesterday, so you can now watch it on Netflix. It's really pargy, from the creators of Never Have I Ever, The Mindy Project. You could stream it now. Running Point isn't streaming now, only on Netflix.
Thank you, Turdflix.
You're welcome, Flix.
Our first story. Fans are blasting Justin Timberlake after he cancels his final concert of the U.S. tour minutes before showtime.
Wait, Justin Timberlake is getting hate and I don't know about it? That's so crazy because I'm kind of the creator of a lot of it.
I think you were busy on Canva and missed sort of
oh my God.
Some of this.
On house.com, trying to make... Also, why is it so fucking hard to create a 3D rendering?
I don't know.
Why do you have to be an architect? I know the room is a square. I know the dimensions. I could put a picture. Why do they make it so fucking hard?
No, it's seriously so crazy. I had this experience when I was doing the guest room and for you. And
your guest room is unique shaped room. This is literally a square room. Why can't they just let me play around?
They won't let you. They don't play around.
So, and I was on fucking Reddit, people being what do you use? And I was just making free accounts at all. It was seriously so annoying. I ended up just doing it on preview on my computer, but I slayed it. I wish I could share it, but I won't.
No.
That's evil eye.
You're getting crazy.
I know.
Justin Timberlake posted to his IG story, "You guys, I'm heartbroken. I have to cancel the show tonight. I went into soundcheck battling the flu, and now it's gotten the best of me. It kills me to disappoint you and my team who worked so hard to make the show happen. I want to reassure you, you'll be getting refunds for your tickets. I love you all." So this was the final show in the U.S. tour. Don't forget, though, it's a world tour.
Of course, oh, good.
So, there will still be global shows, I think, but this was the last show of the U.S., and he had to cancel due to the flu, which I understand.
Now, of course, nobody understands better than us falling ill, but, there is a way to cancel a show, and you're going to get backlash no matter what, right? People are going to be mad, sad, angry. This is probably the worst way to do it, very Morgan Wallen, when people are already, in the facility.
What's the better way to do it?
The better way to do it is I think you have until the morning of to make a decision. And if you're not canceling it, you have to do the show.
Got it.
The best way, the only person who's ever canceled a show and gotten no backlash is our king, Luke Combs, where he was very sick, and halfway through the show, he said, "Listen, you're all getting a refund. I'm still finishing, but it's not going to be my best work. So sing along with me. If I take a break, you sing the words, you'll get a refund. We're rescheduling the show, but I'm still going to spend the next hour here." That's our pargy king.
That's so
and so
crazy.
When people like that exist, it's hard to say to Justin Timberlake, "Why couldn't you do that?"
Yeah. And then remember, Kelce Ballerini played through the flu a couple weeks ago, and she had to leave in the middle of the show also.
Yeah, leaving in the middle is different than canceling right before. Like, at least she tried, and people got like half a show and then are getting another one. So you get 1.5 shows for the price of one ticket. Like,
they're getting,
that's actually not so bad.
Rescheduled or she refunded?
No, your tickets will be honored for a rescheduled date. Like, she will be doing the show.
Yeah.
So that's not so terrible. The worst is obviously like Morgan Wallen, like while people are like the openers already have played. Yeah. So there's a bad way to do it. There's not even a good way to do it, but the Luke Combs way was like obviously the one people cite now.
Like,
have you seen that clip? Have you seen the clip? People are like, he's like, listen, I'm really
you got a whole show and a refund.
I can't sing, so I'm gonna refund your tickets. And everybody's like, boo, but. And then everybody starts like cheering when they realize they're getting a free show.
That's crazy.
And I've seen clips from that show. He sounded totally
sure it was
fine.
Amazing.
Yeah. But
it's a tough spot to be in, especially when you feel really sick, like you really feel like shit, you can't do much. And I think Justin just expected too much from himself, like pushing himself, thinking like, I'm Justin Timberlake, I've got this. And he didn't have it.
He definitely has like a toxic sense of self.
He didn't listen to his body. He tried to push through. And if he had listened earlier in the day, he could have canceled like with reasonable time before the babysitter showed up.
Yeah. I mean, I obviously choose to see the worst in Justin Timberlake.
And like if this were someone that I loved, I would say, oh my God, feel better. You're such a queen. Like take the time you need. That's really sweet that like 10 minutes before doors open, like that's amazing. Who's even there at that time? No one.
It's so funny. Yeah, you can really like paint this in whatever way you want to. Like if this was Kelly Clarkson.
Oh my God. I would say Kelly
She works so hard.
She loves her fans so much. She must be so sick. I feel horrible for her. I wouldn't even want to go. I wouldn't even want this. Keep my money.
I wouldn't want to participate.
Keep my money for your IV drip, okay?
Yeah. So we're obviously like haters. So that's what you're seeing reflected here.
And this is such a neutral way of handling it. Like nothing really wrong happened. Is unfortunate.
No, it's a little too soon. Minutes before.
But okay.
You need to give people time.
What if it was Kelly? She was pushing through to the end, and then the doctor came in and said, Kelly, you can't.
Well, the thing is, I could speak hypothetically because it wasn't Kelly. So if it was Kelly, I would also say like, girl, give people a little bit more time. But I know like if we were actually recording an episode and it was Kelly, I would be like,
the thing is, you know what it comes down to?
It's like my Karen Huger blind spot.
It comes down to trusting your faves. No, because if Kelly did this, I would say like she must have been so sick. She must have wanted to go on so badly, and they literally were holding her back from the stage. Because I know that's Kelly's work ethic. Now, Justin Timberlake is not my fave. I don't trust him. I don't know that he's always trying to like do the best thing. That's why I can't say the same.
Yeah, no, and we actually have recent proof that he's not always trying to do the best thing, where he literally drove under the influence after having a couple of martinis in Sag Harbor.
One martini.
So I know that decision-making isn't his strong suit. Let's be real. That's what I learned from the great Justin Timberlake DUI.
Canceled a performance 10 minutes before.
Well, you know I would have been in the front row, and I would have been really upset.
We'd say take all the time you need.
Yes, I heard Karen Huger is thriving in jail.
She's there already?
She's been booked, yeah.
Okay. I think she'll do okay. I hope.
Yeah. I hope they're filming, like, at some point, part of it.
Somewhere.
But like, there's a camera somewhere. Although she didn't show up for the last reunion, and I thought it was, like, implied that she wasn't returning. But I can't imagine she would have turned down whatever paycheck they were offering her to cover this part of her life.
You know what? It's time to throw that rule out the window for Karen.
Sometimes I'm throwing a lot of rules out the window.
Sometimes it's a hard and fast rule. Like you don't answer for your sins at the reunion, you're not on the next season. Sometimes you're Karen Huger, and like seriously, what?
Sometimes you're Mary Cosby.
I'll wipe my ass with this rule.
Right, and sometimes you're Adrian Malouf, blacklisted forever.
And the rule wiped its ass with you.
Right.
So correct. I just think different strokes for different folks. How about that?
Yeah,
how about
I want to normalize. Yeah, normalize being inconsistent because people are always like, especially I got like a lot of backlash for my Karen Huger take, and people were like, so annoying to see Claudia. Like, I know I feel that, like, but I just want to say, do not come to me looking for like consistency in all my thoughts and opinions when it comes to celebrities or just like random things. Like, I have my faves, I have people I hate. Like, I'm really mean to people I hate, and I'm really lenient with people that I like. Kelly Clarkson could seriously like drunk drive and kill me and I wouldn't care. Like, I'm sorry. I have my faves, and I am an inconsistent hypocrite. Okay. I don't fucking care.
No, it's important to have rules, and then also like anything else, there are exceptions to the rule. Like they're just
rules for thee and not for me.
Rules for thee and not for Karen Huger and Kelly Clarkson.
Correct. Yeah. Well, we need to make a list of people who the rules, like the regular rules, don't apply to.
The notebook is out. It's Fridays. Okay. This will be called Those to Whom the Rules Don't Apply.
You find your pen?
I'm scared. I can't find my pen. Oh my gosh.
Oh, hopefully you didn't take the cap off and it's leaking all over your new chair.
No, it's not. That's not what's happening.
Do you want me to write it down on my phone and we can transcribe it later?
You could start while I'm scrambling. I need to find my pen because it is mightier than the sword.
And what did you say? It's not. What did you want the pen?
Rules to whom?
Rules to whom?
Those to whom the rules don't apply.
The rules don't apply. Karen Huger. Kelly Clarkson. Who else?
And this isn't just like a list of our favorite people. It's just different. Like we're not
no,
going to start
it's just
going.
Different.
It's not like dream
because
like
Taylor's my favorite. But like if Taylor drunk can drive, like I actually might have some harsh words for her.
I completely agree.
Because she's so influential, she should be knowing better.
And like
than that.
A younger person, like really knows how to call an Uber more than an older person.
Agreed.
Like, there are so many things. Okay, leave it. No. I think we just leave it at that and we let it build.
Yeah, we'll kind of let the chips fall where they may.
So we're foolish Shlema to Justin Timberlake. I don't know if you guys can hear him coming down with a little something.
Not again.
I know, but I do think because I had like the big bad flu, it shouldn't be as bad.
It's giving antibodies.
It is, hopefully. Hopefully they kick in. Are you ready for our next story? Mm-hmm. A little sports news.
Sports?
Travis Kelce confirms that he is not retiring. He said he can't go out like that. He has confirmed he will not retire after 12 years in the league. He told Pat McAfee, I'm coming back for sure. Going to try and get to the best shape I've been in this offseason and get back to the mountaintop. Got a real bad taste in my mouth with how I played in the last game and how I got the guys ready for battle. I can't go out like that. So he will be back for his 13th season.
No, I think this is the right choice. Like he could have retired. Like he's at a place where he's done enough age-wise. Like he could have. But I understand A, not wanting to go out like that. B, him and his team are at a point where like they still can win another Super Bowl. They should have almost won this one. Like it wasn't like, impossible. So I think that he can go out with another Super Bowl win. And if he is like spending the next year committing himself to like peak physical, mental toughness, like no one's more prepared, like down and has, experience doing that than Taylor. Like that's her thing, right?
That's true. He can't go out
this
like that.
This is his Eras tour.
He needs one more season where he's going to play worse.
Well, that's the thing. You always run the risk,
of course,
of Aaron Rodgers-ing it.
The good news, though, is that even if he plays bad again, like he's on such a good team that his mistakes are kind of hidden. They won't have a horrible season, even if they don't win the Super Bowl.
He's not one of the players like a Tom Brady, where if he sucks, the whole team sucks.
Right? The team will have a respectable season. So even if it's not his best, like it'll be a fine way to go out.
Although I do want to say it's not a terrible way to go out if you made it to the Super Bowl. Now, the way they lost was really bad, but you still made it to the Super Bowl. So I don't think it's like the most embarrassing way to go out. Like what happened to Aaron Rodgers and the Jets, like that's embarrassing.
Right, but he didn't retire, did he, Aaron Rodgers?
Well, I don't know what he's going to do, but I assume retirement is in his future, like sometime soon. And you went to another team to like revive it, very much like Brady and the Buccaneers. And not only did you get injured on day one, you never won a game, and then you got dropped. Like, that's embarrassing.
You know what I think about a lot?
What?
Like, how much does Aaron Rodgers hate that guy who broke his ankle?
Oh, that's so funny. I don't feel like he would because he came back, like he got another chance.
No, but it like ruined his season. Like ruined like he had big things planned for this stage of his life. And like that guy in one fell swoop, like, and I'm sure Aaron sees the bright side now is all meant to happen. But like if I were Aaron, I would fucking hate that person.
That's so funny. When you get injured as
especially
an athlete,
if it's
like,
not
do you
clean.
blame the person was it not?
I don't know. But like if it's not clean, I wonder if they have, men don't like hold as much like grudges.
No, like Jason Street from Friday Night Lights. Like, yeah, he ended up with a lot of resentment towards the person who injured him because he became paralyzed. Like, but when you're in the sport and getting injured is just sort of like a rite of passage. It happens a lot. You're out for a couple of games. You're out for a season. I don't know if you take umbrage with like every person who injures you. I think that's like a toxic mentality.
The big one.
I don't know.
I feel like I would be mad. Would you be mad?
Well, like it's circumstantial. Like if I'm Damar Hamlin, like yeah, I'm mad at the guy who like tackled me and put me into cardiac arrest. Like it's different, varying degrees. I feel like a torn Achilles is kind of like expected when you're 40 and in the NFL.
So of course, cardiac arrest would be like the highest
up there with Jason Street being paralyzed. Like,
yes. However, I think like Achilles tear. So say that's 10 out of 10. Jason Damar.
I would say Achilles is like a 7.
Yeah, that's pretty high.
Yeah, but it's not out of the ordinary. It is out of the ordinary to go into cardiac arrest on the field and to end up paralyzed.
It's not out of the ordinary, but it's like it's one
a
of the worst
injury.
things.
It's what you're signing up for.
I don't know. I feel like it's like worse than ACL.
No, I think it's ACL.
You think it's
like
ACL?
It's up there. Yeah. And so I think if Aaron like walks around with this chip on his shoulder, mad at the guy who injured him, like that's a toxic trait of Aaron's because I don't think it's warranted. I think when you get into sports, like you understand you're going to get injured and you can't be mad at every person who injures you unless you go into cardiac arrest or are paralyzed.
I would include Achilles and ACL in that as well.
Oh, I wouldn't.
Anything that requires serious surgery and like out for the season.
Surgery is like so classic. Like everybody gets surgery when they're
season.
Athletes. I disagree.
Wow, that's big of you, Turdy.
Yeah.
If anybody knows any football players, like please sound off in the comments. Do they hold grudges?
By the way, I know football players.
Okay, do they hold grudges?
Should I ask Kyle Juszczyk? Like,
yeah. Say hypothetically, and I feel like would have to be like a non-clean.
Kyle, as a football player, I have a question for you, period. I'm doing research for a podcast episode, period. When you get injured, do you hold any resentment or anger towards the person who is responsible for your injury, ? Like the person on the other team who tackled you and ended up breaking your ankle, ? Is this a dumb question?
No, it's just like if he hasn't experienced that, maybe he doesn't know. Has he had like almost a career-ending injury?
Can you Google it? I don't want to be stupid, like, and ask him a question that like is like a big part of his career and I don't know it.
Right. Okay, Kyle Juszczyk. Injuries. A finger, knee.
Do you hate them, ? Or you just understand it's par for the course in this line of work?
He suffered knee injuries. He missed time in 20. He had like standard,
Yeah, like, and so I feel like he probably has a healthy outlook.
Okay.
I'm asking, but let me read it one more time because I'm actually embarrassed of this question.
But I feel like
Kyle.
Okay.
As a football player, I have a question for you. Does that make it sound like I'm a football player? I'm just going to say, Kyle, I have a question for you. Obviously, he's a football player. He knows that. I don't need to tell him. I'm doing research for a podcast episode. Not me acting like I'm like Huberman, like doing research
that
I'm actively
live.
Recording. When you get injured, do you hold any resentment or anger towards a person who is responsible for your injury?
When you get a serious injury?
When a player
injured. Can you say when a player, because if he has like...
When a player gets seriously injured.
Yeah.
Do you hold any resentment or anger towards the person who is responsible for your injury, like the person on the other team who tackled you and ended up breaking your ankle, ? Do you hate them or you just understand that it's par for the course in this line of work?
And
I think that's a good text.
Can you also add, like, and what if it wasn't a clean hit? Does that change things?
I feel like there's not really room for nuance in this already long text message. Like, I kind of just want to send it or delete the whole.
But he's on the West Coast. It's early.
Jackie, fired. Well, it's off season. I don't think he's on the West Coast.
Oh.
Fire it off or delete the whole thing.
Claudia, fire it off. Like, if you can't, like, use your friendship with him to learn critical information.
Then what am I doing here?
Yeah. And plus, you want to know more about your friend.
Yeah, that's a good question.
I think so.
And people people in the comments be like, my husband plays in an intramural flag football league, and he said, we're not talking about that.
No, we're talking about the pros. This is your career, and like it could be career ending. You can't play for the season. Like I want to know. So Travi is back in the big game next season. We'll see you rocking the stage at Arrowhead.
Precisely.
Are you ready for our next story? Mm-hmm. Christina Hall is expressing some regret over not signing a prenup with her third husband, Josh. So Christina Hall, so this is a confluence of our favorite things. Christina, Tarek.
El Musa Hack.
Heather. HGTVs.
And also, is she going by Christina Hall?
Right now, she's Christina Hall, yeah.
Because I didn't know who you were talking about. She is, to me now, she's Christina Hack.
El Musa Anstead.
Hall.
Christina Hall regrets not signing a prenup with her estranged husband, Josh Hall. The HGTV star spoke candidly about her third divorce during a conversation with her friend Cassie in Wednesday's episode of The Flip Off. Like, of course, The Flip Off, making news, always.
Making news again.
She said, oh my God, it's crazy. He wants to retire off of me. Honestly, if I would have really understood the repercussions of all of this, I would have gotten a prenup or I never would have married him.
I feel like one of the benefits of being married so many times is that you do understand the repercussions.
Like, this is something you learn on the first one.
I'm shocked to learn that A, she didn't sign a prenup, and B, she's like regretting and wishing she did.
Yeah, she said that he's tried to steal some of her assets, including ATVs and quad bikes from her home in Tennessee.
Ooh.
She said it's so confusing for me why someone would want to do that to me, especially someone that didn't have to work for a few years. She alleged that he's taking advantage of her by making asinine settlement offers that would result in her paying him more money. She said it's exhausting. I just can't wait for it to be done, but I don't think that's going to happen anytime soon. So. And then also
like I hate to kick someone when they're down, but Christina should know better.
Oh, true. But you don't feel strongly about man leeching off of woman?
Oh, I do. I'm holding space for two truths. Like he gives Kelly Clarkson's ex-husband energy, like was looking for a wealthy woman to leech off of, and even in divorce is still trying to milk her dry. At least that man had kids with Kelly, so he had like a little bit of a leg to stand on. This guy has like seriously no grounds. And he's like a grifter. So I'm holding space for that. And there's also just something icky about like a man who wants to like take money from a woman, get a job. But also like I'm kind of tisking at Christina Hack. Like the whole joke of the 7 husbands of Christina Hall is like she's had a million marriages and she's going to have a million more. And we love that for her. She's a hopeless romantic. But you are supposed to learn something from every
you
marriage.
should have a stack of boilerplate prenups in your desk.
First marriage was Tarek, and obviously they split things 50-50, but that was like that was where they built their business together. They had kids together. So them splitting everything in half was completely fair.
Yeah.
Then was she ever married to Aunt Anstead or they were like engaged?
And married from 2018 to 2021.
So I feel like he has his own career. She had her own career, and they were like happy to like come in and leave with what they came in with. Like it would have been too messy to start poking at each other's businesses.
Yeah. So perhaps this is the first time she's been with a man who's not as wealthy
employed
or wealthier than her. And she hadn't learned this lesson yet, that this can happen.
Yeah, right. Because she kind of got lucky in the last 2.
Yeah. So when you think about it like that, it makes sense. Like this is almost like, it's not like it's happened twice to her. Like it's her first time. And now going forward with Christopher LaRocca.
Oh, right.
But
She's
he's
engaged
a
again or just dating?
They are dating. But he's a businessman. So maybe she doesn't want a prenup. Maybe she wants some of that LaRocca fortune.
Right. She's going from dating somebody with less money than her to now dating somebody with much more money than her, hopefully, if his business is as booming as we think it might be.
I think it will be big.
Huge.
Christina's got her finger on the pulse of that stuff, except for Josh.
I'm just checking to see if Kyle texts me. I'm like feeling embarrassed. Oh, I have a text.
No, I think it's a great text, like wanting to...
He said, hey, Claudia, that's a great question. There's no resentment unless there's like a cheap shot outside of the rules, like a helmet to helmet hit or a hit after the whistle. So you're right. But that's speaking for me, but I think the vast majority would agree. Extremely helpful.
Could you ask him, like on the record, do you think, let him know it's on the record that you're going to share his answer.
Okay, helpful. And Kristen said, because I put it in a group chat with Kristen, she said, that's actually an amazing question. Okay, helpful. Thank you.
Could you say on the record, do you think Aaron Rodgers holds a grudge against the guy who broke his heel?
Do you think Aaron Rodgers holds a grudge against
the guy who broke his heel?
The guy who broke his Achilles heel.
You could say we're recording live, like we're currently recording.
You don't have to answer, period.
We are currently recording.
Period. We are currently recording.
I'm excited.
You got to give people like a heads up.
Yeah. Not everyone's Ben and knows that everything that you text him is fodder for the show.
So true.
How is Ben?
Why? What'd you hear?
No, nothing. I just like, you haven't talked about him in like a day.
It's because it's been a hard week for us. It's been 50 degrees in New York and Ben has been like golfing in the middle of February. It's been hard.
I'm sorry to hear that. Did you see the reel that I sent
did.
You? You didn't watch it?
I watched the entire thing. You are sending me reels propaganda. At first, Jackie sent me this reel and I almost turned it off because it was this girl being like, my husband golfs.
He loves to golf. It makes him so happy. We have 3 kids under 4.
And I let him do it every single weekend. And here's why. And I was like, oh, this is a joke, obviously. But then she was saying like, no, on the days that he golfs, like he has to wake up early, take the kids to breakfast, spend the entire day with them, put them down for a nap, do all the work, and then go, once they're napping, then go golf for like 4-5 hours while they nap for 2, and then I have to do the rest 3 hours. But he did, everything up until that point.
And I had all that time to myself, and then he'll pick up dinner on the way home from golf.
Right. So basically, like, it was her life hack being like, I don't take care of my kids all Saturday, but my husband gets to golf. I got it. I thought it was propaganda because she is in a unique situation, the woman in the reel, because her husband golfs for 4 hours. My husband has never golfed for 4 hours in his life. He makes it a whole day. They go to the spa, the locker room, they have lunch, they go to the range, they have cocktails. Like, it's a whole, like, he loves golf, but he loves the whole environment. Going in and out for a couple of holes, that doesn't do it for him.
You couldn't
so her husband
compromise with him and say, like, you can golf today, but like just 18 holes, period. Like, no spa, no Gucci's.
Like, I can. But then that's not like what the lady in the reels was saying. It makes him so happy.
Because no spot, no Gucci.
I just know she had a fucking gun to her head, and like he was standing behind the camera with a gun. Like,
I
didn't like it. Don't send me that propaganda. I didn't like it at all.
Maybe it's because you guys also live far from the golf course, so all the driving. I thought she figured it out.
Kyle Juszczyk said he would guess that Aaron Rodgers doesn't have any resentment. It was a pretty routine tackle.
Okay, there we go. Thank you.
Extraordinarily helpful, can't thank you guys enough, period.
I just feel like these are the questions Pat McAfee should be asking to Aaron directly. Maybe he does and I missed it.
Yeah, I mean, it's amazing what you can miss when you don't watch someone's show ever.
I just feel like if Aaron said, like, I fucking hate that guy, it'd be headline news.
Well, yeah, Aaron, if he did, that we should have known, because if Aaron did hate the guy who tackled him, he would have like given him a nickname and started hating him, going on Pat McAfee, like dragging him and his family. So we should have known, because we didn't hear any of that he was probably cool with it.
I just want to know who it was.
I'm so glad Kyle and Kristen thought that was like not a dumb question. I was like actually feeling major regret and embarrassment.
No, I actually feel like it's a very insightful question. Like, you want to know the emotions.
Yeah.
Of your friends. And so
fun fact, Kyle Juszczyk went to Harvard. Isn't that crazy?
I knew that. From you.
Like a fun fact.
From my fun fact, from the fact queen.
You call me fat? I heard fat.
I said fact.
I posted a picture today on my Instagram story of like you and I looking cute to promote the fact that our new theme song is available to stream on music streaming platforms. And I got like a lot of responses from people like, oh my God, slay, jawline. Oh my God, you were so thin. I've seen people like make TikToks and social media posts about things you should never say to a pregnant woman. And I'm like, nobody says that. They fucking do.
That's crazy.
It was multiple. And maybe people thought it was like a recent photo and they're congratulating me on looking good recently, but it was clearly an old photo.
Yeah. Well, or maybe like that's what they think that you look like. And like you do look like that. You don't look so dissimilar.
I really do. It's fine. You don't have to like I'm on camera every day. Like, I know.
No, I'm trying to hold space for like your toxic mentality with this, because I'm sure I was the same, like when I was first pregnant.
I don't remember you talking about it a lot, but you did feel this way, but you weren't always talking about it.
But
were you thinking about it all the time? Because I think about it pretty much every minute of every day.
Maybe.
Cool.
Maybe, yeah. But over time, like it's just, you'll change your point of view about it. So I'm just trying to listen.
And learn.
And not judge.
I love that.
We listen and we don't judge. Even though I have a lot of things I want to say to you.
Well, the things I want to say to you is that the rest of the show is brought to you by K18 Hair and their fabulous leave-in molecular repair hair mask, which is the viral leave-in peptide treatment that reverses hair damage in 4 minutes. So this healthy hair solution works at the deepest molecular level for lasting repair on all hair types. It is clinically proven to repair damage from bleach and color, chemical surfaces and heat, and all the things that we use just to express ourselves. As women in media, but also just like women who care about how they look, I sort of came to the resolution a few years ago, like, yeah, my hair is going to have heat damage. It's going to be broken. I'm going to fry it every day. And there's nothing I can do about it. And I think a lot of girls feel that way if they use heat on their hair, if they color their hair, if you're just using chemicals in your hair, you know you're like damaging it. And there's nothing you can do about it because we can't stop because this toxic standard of beauty. But now, thanks to K18, it's like, well, no, you actually can undo some of that damage. In just 4 minutes, you're going to get stronger, smoother, softer, bouncier hair that feels like new, no matter what you put it through again and again. K18, if you need any hair products and K18 makes it, like it's just a brand that I really like and trust. But this particular mask is, I think, one of their best sellers. We love it. And it's perfect for two girls who are, on-camera beauties and are constantly damaging their hair. So you can find K18 at your local Sephora and feel the difference for yourself. That's K18 at your local Sephora. You can feel the difference or try it and get 10% off your first order at K18hair.com with our code TOAST, TOAST, at K18hair.com, K18hair.com. Our code is TOAST. Today's episode is also brought to you by Robinhood. With Robinhood Gold, you can now enjoy the VIP treatment, receiving a 3% IRA match on retirement contributions. The privileges of the very privileged are no longer exclusive. With Robinhood Gold, your annual IRA contributions are boosted by 3%. Plus, you also get 4% APY on your cash in non-retirement accounts. That's over 8 times the national savings average. The perks of the high net worth are now available for any net worth. The new gold standard is here with Robinhood Gold. To receive your 3% boost on annual IRA contributions, sign up at Robinhood.com/gold. Investing involves risk. Rates subject to change. 3% match requires Robinhood Gold at $5 a month for 1 year from first match. Must keep funds in IRA for 5 years. Go to Robinhood.com/boost. Over 8 times the national average savings account interest rate claim is based on data from the FDIC as of November 18th, 2024. Robinhood Financial LLC, member SIPC. Gold membership is offered by Robinhood Gold LLC.
Our next story is some more kids programming news. Big Peppa news yesterday. Big Spidey news
SpongeBob
today.
is pregnant. Okay.
SpongeBob is pregnant. No, Spidey and His Amazing Friends has been renewed for season 5 at Disney Junior after a big ratings win. Don't you feel like Spidey and His Amazing Friends is like taking over? I feel like a kid show hasn't been this popular in so long.
No, I never hear of it outside of you and your family. Like, I leave your house and I leave the Spideyverse.
Really?
I'm just curious, and I'm not complaining at all because like you do an amazing job. But are we like now a kids programming update? Like, is this like a new category we're covering?
I'm into
like,
it.
I understood the Peppa Pig
nurseries for 30 minutes. We popped off with Peppa Pig yesterday, like one of our most popular clips. Like, maybe we just need to go where the wind takes us, Turdy.
I'm not complaining at all, and I understood Peppa. I understood this one like a little bit less. But again, it maybe just is not my sphere.
Do you want to hear like details about Gene Hackman's wife being mummified? Because that was the other option.
Got it. Okay, so all you had to say was that like this is what we were left with on a Friday.
I had 2 stories up. I was going to ask you which one you prefer, but then I'm like, I don't want to gamify the mummification.
I'm never going to tell you how to do your job. I was just asking because we haven't had like an offline conversation about the shift.
I think the people like it.
Listen, I happen to think Spider-Verse is a piece of shit. I hate Spidey. I hate His Amazing Friends. I hate Ghost Spider. The only one I don't hate is Tracy. I hate the music associated with this show. I hate the books associated with this show.
Music?
Because when I'm at your house, like actually, do you want to know why?
Yeah, I just asked.
I associate it with my first trimester, like being nauseous.
You're like
when I was at your house
on repeat on my Sonos.
And your kid's like, let's read the Sandman. Let's read the Sandman. And I just think I automatically feel nauseous. That's why. I'm glad I got down to the bottom of it. It reminds me of a time where I felt like crap and I was like taking naps and feeling averse to, and then we went to the Era store and I felt so sick. Like I'm associating that negative time with that one book in particular and the Spidey universe in total.
Yeah. Go Webs go.
Oh, please. Like, I actually just felt a chunk of food rise in my throat. Like,
that's
go
such
Webs,
a
go.
shame because I feel like Spidey could be something that's like big in your house one day, especially because of the soundtrack. And like Ben will love, as much as you can love a kid's soundtrack, like Ben will love Spidey.
Maybe I'll get over it by then. I don't know.
Okay. Well, if I had known that, then I'd known your distaste for Spidey and His Amazing Friends, I maybe would.
They're not amazing either. That's the thing. And Aunt May, who's like in charge of like these 3 kids, she's never around.
Yeah.
She's like definitely somebody needs to call CPS. She's always leaving these really young kids out on their own in like really dangerous cities. With dangerous criminals like the Goblin.
Like the criminals like constantly want to exterminate Spidey and his friends and like the entire town. And then they always thwart them and then just let them off the hook. Like there's no real justice. That's what bothers me.
Where's crime and punishment?
Why are you giving them another chance to rob the bank and the hot dog stand? Like,
to get away.
Put them behind bars, call it a day and live in peace.
And it's an important like lesson for kids to learn. Like there are repercussions for your actions, but not for the Sandman, not for the Green Goblin. They just get away and they get to do bad things again.
Doc Ock, like she's a bitch.
I'm not familiar with Doc Ock, and I'm so glad. Please don't tell me anything more about her.
You wouldn't like her. But anyways, what's actually really remarkable about Spidey and His Amazing Friends, like I feel like it's like a rebooted version of Spider-Man, like for the children. And I have not seen like a reboot have this much success. Like it's crushing it. It's really crushing it. 5 seasons.
A Walk to Remember is being rebooted. That could top Spidey.
It could.
Although I don't know how you reboot like a movie. You're just making it again.
Okay, we're gonna run it back. And Mandy Moore is still an actress and could still be Jamie.
And I feel like they're gonna make it like very modern. Like instead of having cancer, she's gonna have like Lyme disease or something. You know?
No, I don't know.
Okay.
Like
okay.
I wouldn't like that change.
I often think about that line from I mean, I think a lot about A Walk to Remember, but he was like the wind. I couldn't see him. Her. Actually, he's talking about her after she died. Her love is like the wind. I can't see it, but I can feel it.
I hope that when they do reimagine it, like it's to a T. Like I feel like I could see them changing some of the themes because it's obviously like very pro religion.
Oh, is it because her dad's a pastor?
No,
and like, and then he ends up finding Jesus.
Like he's with his Bible and he's been found.
Yeah. Well, they need to leave it. Yeah, you're right.
But I could see them like doing away with that, and instead he's like manifesting his dream. Like, stop it.
They're replacing Jesus with manifestation for sure.
Keep the Bible in A Walk to Remember.
Now, who's the heart, like the young heartthrob? Who's the Shane? That's his name, right?
I feel like I know 3 young actors. Of course, Noah Centineo comes to mind. Jacob Elordi.
Wait, Jackie, it's actually a good call, Noah Centineo, like the bad boy turned priest.
Jacob Elordi and Austin
He's
Butler.
not right for it. No, they're not right for it. You need someone because they're high schoolers.
Yeah.
Wait, I really like Noah Centineo. And then who's the Mandy Moore? She has to sing and she has to be like this young
Olivia
ingenue.
Rodrigo.
Okay, by the way, that's a really good call. Like I could see it. She obviously has acting history. She sings pargily.
She would be, and she has like a nice voice for like a girl who just like gets on stage and is like, no, I'm afraid.
Yeah, it's giving her character in High School Musical.
Yeah.
And then who is like the really strict dad priest?
Dennis Quaid. Dennis Quaid's a little old to be Olivia Rodrigo's dad.
I was going to say he's too old to have a daughter in high school. Should it be Mason Disick?
Should it be?
How old are you when you have a daughter in high school? You're like 40.
Yeah.
Kind of like the dad a little bit from White
Claudia.
Lotus.
Jason Street.
Oh, Scott Porter. Yeah.
Scott Porter.
Parchi. Wait, we just absolutely crushed this. And that's like the only other character, right? Like she has the friends, like the mean group of friends, but I don't need to.
That mean girl who like she stole like Shane from.
Yeah. Just that could be like a regular
Sabrina
mean girl.
Gardner. Okay.
Oh. Wait. Joshua Bassett has to be.
He could be.
I'm so down. This movie sounds amazing.
Always remember. She would kill it.
That late afternoon. Yeah. Like that soundtrack, that movie, Only Hope.
Only Hope like actually changed our DNA cells.
Yeah. I know the movie was really popular and I know the song was really popular too, but I don't think that particular song had as much of an impact on our generation as it did on us specifically. Like we loved that fucking song.
I think what I've learned, a lot of us have had the same experiences. Like I think a lot of people had that experience with that song, like in a good way.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, that's good.
I think it was hard to hear that song and like not be changed.
So I lay my head back down. The first time I saw that movie, I was choking on my own sobs. Like I was so upset. Yeah, and that opening scene with that kid
at the water tower.
Yeah, where he like hits a pipe. Oh my God, just devastating.
There's a lot of big themes.
A lot of big reboot news, essentially.
A lot of big reboot news. So that's a twofer.
Yeah, I love that. We'll add it to the story.
Are you ready for our 5th and final story? It's a little fashion news. Mm-hmm. A new trend has emerged at Milan Fashion Week, and we actually called this one.
We did?
Models are bearing their butt cracks at Milan Fashion Week.
Oh, no.
And style gurus are outraged, saying, I do not want to live in that world. Low-rise jeans are back, and there's no buts about it. At Milan Fashion Week, Diesel debuted its Fall-Winter 2025 collection featuring egregiously low denim cut in which models bared their butt cracks. So there's a stream of models walking down the runway in low-rise jeans, plus crack.
And this just proves to you that butt cracks are ugly because models are supposed to have like the most beautiful of everything. And even their butt cracks are ugly. Sometimes it's like, yeah, it's kind of a crazy look, but it looks good on a model. You know, it's not going to look good on a regular person who has like
pretty much
a hairy butt crack.
Good on a model.
Yeah. And so it doesn't even look good on models. This doesn't bode well. The only time I've ever enjoyed seeing crack, and I didn't even see crack, is when Hailey Bieber wore like that really low dress. But it was like a fake, and they put like a diamond thong in it. That was really parchy, but we didn't see her butt crack. So my point stands. Butt cracks are not attractive. Even of the elite fashion European, your butt cracks are just as ugly as mine. It makes me feel good that I don't have like a particularly ugly butt crack. I kind of have like a big crack.
In what sense? Tall, long?
Deep?
Oh, well that is not visible to the eye.
Yeah, no, it's something you need to feel to believe.
Right.
Which obviously I have.
Okay, show it off.
Pop off, crack.
Pop off, crackdia.
And I feel like the fashion community, like they're always trying to like push boundaries, and they do like radical things, and it's always applauded as like art or whatever. And I kind of love that this happened, and the fashion editors and the people at large are not down for it.
Like I really feel like they're running out of bits to show, you know, like because pretty much people walk around naked, but they do wear undies. Right. Not anymore. Here's crack.
Right. What's next? Labia, la vaginoplasty.
Yeah. But then not everyone has that. So what's next? Dong?
Is that penis?
Yeah.
What's next? Dong. Like, you seriously live on a different planet. Dong? And I think you're getting confused because I think you're thinking of schlong.
No, I think I'm thinking of dong.
You're thinking of like dick and schlong. Dong.
Dong meaning.
Is it there? No.
The deep resonant sound of a large bell. No, dong definition from Merriam-Webster.
No, I guess it would be on Urban Dictionary.
Wait, but Merriam said dick. Penis dong. Usually vulgar. Penis dong. Penis is here.
Okay. I think you meant schlong because I think you're just getting lucky.
No. Schlong is like a different energy. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I actually like the energy that schlong emits. It's very like schlong.
Yeah, it's like schlongy. But I actually like the energy of dong.
Yeah, right. I'm thinking of course, like a bell.
Right. I need to know if there are other people who think
I think you should just like take
what in dog
I think you should take the W and just run with it.
Etymology online says penis.
Oh, okay, they didn't mince words over there.
Penis, 1891 slang of unknown origin, perhaps suggested by dingus and other names for unnameable things. Parch.
Shall we dive into the Southern Charm recap, where you just pretty much tell me everything that happens?
I
also can't believe last week you did not bring up the scene because it came up for me all over social media, and like now I'm obsessed with it. The scene where Shep has like the actual balls to recite to Austin the text message he wrote to Sienna. Is that her name? Mm-hmm. Yeah. And like the pure cringe of that moment, like the verbal diarrhea, and then like Austin's reaction. It was so funny.
Claudia, he recites it to everyone.
Oh no.
Last night he recited it to Molly, like the girl that he likes him, who everyone knows likes him, and he knows that she likes him. That text, if I hear freckled lips one more time. If I hear freckled lips one more time, I'm going to have to turn this off. But last night was like really bad for Shep and Sienna's relationship. We're still in the Bahamas. What's going on with Shep and Sienna is that like he sent the text, he's spiraling. They went out that night after the dinner. She went home early with a stomachache like the night before or something, and the boys went gambling. Shep got kicked out of the casino for being too drunk. There were no cameras on at this point. Then when the boys go back to the room, Shep's not there. They're looking for Shep for 2 hours. They can't find Shep. Shep fell asleep on a pool lounge and then made his way to the room and like realized that he had like hit rock bottom, that like he's literally sleeping on the beach because of this girl. That's not good. The next morning he wakes up, they're all going on a boat. Sienna's coming on the boat, and Craig's like, why is she coming on the boat? Like, what? Like, she doesn't like you.
It's a good question.
Craig even FaceTimes Paige, so Paige can be on the phone and say she doesn't like you. like girl talk. She doesn't like literally everyone's yelling at Shep. She doesn't like you. And like Shep is,
but he won't hear a word of it.
No, it's like he will, and he knows that, but he's being a little like, I guess it's like sweet, but he's in his 40s, so it's not where it's like, I don't care. Like this is how I feel. Like I love her. Like I'm gonna fight for. I'm not just gonna like pretend like I don't care anymore, because I do care. Like, and he really just wants her around and on the boat, even if she doesn't want to be there, which is like, it's very naive and would be sweet in someone else, but not. But this is his first experience with something like this, even though he's 40. Like it is his first. We all remember our first.
We're all just like doing life for the first time.
Meanwhile, they walk down to the boat and she texts, "I'm running late. Go without me." I'm not coming. And he was like, "Well, wait." She said, "I don't know how long I'm gonna be. I'll meet up with you guys at dinner." So he was like,
so she cancels.
Yeah. But not even well enough to cancel, be like, "I'm not coming. I'm going to be too late." Like leading him on, like, "Oh, if we wait, then you can come."
Right. Just be a little bit more definitive.
Right. And then he's going to stay back. They all go on the boat. And thankfully, he walks down the plank as they're about to leave, and he gets on the boat, thankfully, because they had a really nice day, like at Rose Beach, which Shep Rose, they were all joking, it's Shep's beach. Like, so sad how they have to cheer him up.
They try so hard.
Madison actually had like a nice conversation with her, because she's a queen and she's benevolent, even though like Shep was so fucking nasty to her for so many years when she dated Austin. Like, she's gonna put it aside for a moment.
It's easy to be a queen when you're so happy and like in your own life,
while also still holding important grudges. However, like Shep is not her enemy,
Yeah, he's not her problem right now. Like, so, I don't know who her is, but not him.
She like was giving him like good advice, like that he deserves to be loved. Like, this is not it. And then like she was like, "Do you really?" Because he had said, "Last time I was here with Sienna, we drove past that house, and she said she wants me to buy it for her, and it's like a $10 million house." And Madison was like, "I think maybe like you're just not rich enough for her. Like that might just be it." And he was like, "Yeah, I think so," which is so crazy because he like does have so much money.
Yeah.
No, and like he comes from like generational wealth. So that was sad. Then JT is spiraling. I think this might be JT's last episode on the show, because he finally makes it after like missing all of his flights. He comes to a dinner. Him and Craig are fighting. They're actually having like a fight that started out like strong, and now it's like Craig is misremembering some of the, like there's this big issue where he told the whole group that JT called Miss Patricia a bitch during a conversation that the entire conversation was filmed, and there is no footage of that.
Oh shit.
Yeah. And then also Craig told Madison that JT was like insinuating some weird things about JT and Madison, which he was. But now it's like, well, did you use the word affair? He didn't use the word affair. And it's like, who cares about the word affair? He was insinuating that like the husband called him to make sure nothing was going on.
It's also just annoying in a situation like this. Like, why don't we all sit around, watch the tape, and then we can talk about it again? Because like spending time remembering is so annoying.
Yeah, and JT's just like not a worthy adversary. Meanwhile, like, so I think that then Vanita goes to his room and like tries to make out with him, even though he like told her he had a girlfriend. So that was like really weird. She keeps doing that.
Yikes.
Yeah. But I think JT is going to leave the trip, and I think that's it for him on the show, because at some point he quits the show in the middle of the show.
Right.
I think this might be it. The dinner wasn't even that bad for him. Shep actually had his back, being like, "I don't remember JT saying that," mostly because he's just like completely in his own head.
Some people can't cut it.
Yeah, like if you couldn't handle that dinner, that was really like a nothing. This isn't
the life for you.
Yeah. Beyond that, next week, Shep and Sienna will finally talk. It's like that night after the boat, and like he's gonna be like, "We were in love 3 weeks ago," and she was like, "No, we weren't." Yeah, it's time to end it, and that's what you missed on Southern Charm.
Thanks so much for keeping me up. I literally, I watched the show. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, I also wanted to mention some rumors, because people are saying, I don't know if there's any truth to this, that like Craig and Sally have been spotted together.
And she was on Watch What Happens Live, asked about it, because they were spotted out at Nobu. And she was like, yeah, we went to Nobu, but his friend was there, his assistant was there. Like, it wasn't the two of us. She didn't say it wasn't a date, though. She just said we weren't alone.
Okay. Like, I feel like there's something to note about that.
Something noteworthy for sure.
And I just want to say, like, my initial reaction, I'm not like, oh my God, Chip, they have to be together. Like, but I feel like I could maybe get there. I just like don't know Sally well enough. But like,
also maybe it's just like one of the things you need to do to like get over your ex. Like,
I just want to say, like, my initial reaction is not Chip. It's not an anti, but it's not like if Craig was stepping out with Rachel Kirkconnell.
Right.
Even though Sally seems fab, and she changed her hair color in the off season, and it really suits her. She's totally a winter.
And we're totally due for Queenie and Weenie of the Week, our final segment of the week where Jackie and I like to just sort of take a look at the week at a glance, give out 2 awards, Queenie of the Week and Weenie of the Week. They're pretty self-explanatory. Did you act like a Queenie this week and did you act like a Weenie this week? If you did, you might find yourself here on the toast at the end of Friday's episode as a Queenie of the Week. So for Queenie, I think it's pretty obvious. I think we could say on the count of 3 who our Queenie is.
1, 2,
3.
Becca.
Yeah. Oh. The toaster who wrote and won our theme song competition series. I feel like her work was finally put on display this week. Our vocal abilities, obviously, we're kind of like sub-Queenies, but she really did exactly what we were looking for. People are loving it, and we wouldn't have had this amazing week without Becca.
It's so true. Like, the theme song is very Queenie, like, is a nominee, but then when you really boil it down, like, it's Becca who wrote the
Who's
theme
responsible.
song. So with Becca is the Queenie.
I'm glad we agree. I think we might agree on Weenie too. My Weenie of the week, and I think that people are going to be shocked. But listen, I am woman enough to admit, like, having 4 DUIs is definitely will get you nominated for Weenie of the week. Karen Huger, I'm glad she's paying the price, but I also don't think I knew that she had 4. Like, I didn't even know that this wasn't her first. So if she had just like gotten a DUI, would she have been my Weenie of the week? Maybe not, but that's because she's on that list. But with her 4th. That's really uncool. Like, I'm woman enough to say that.
I thought about Karen Huger, and just a last minute one came to me as I'm looking through former Weenies. And actually, my Weenie of the week is going to be Sutton Strack for literally like the really lowest form of insult.
Yeah, poor Reed.
On Real Houses of Beverly Hills. Like, it's giving
I like that.
Weenie behavior.
I like that a lot.
So Real Housewives, 2 for 2 on the Weenies. I need to find my pen and write this down, or else like we're gonna forget.
You're kind of lost without it.
We will be lost in the annals of history.
Yeah, we will.
Oh, I've been looking for this.
We'll be lost in the butt cracks of history.
I wonder what else is lost in the cracks of these chairs.
This chair is very deep. I do wonder what
Like
is inside of them. Correct. And on that note, thank you so much for a Pargy week, and thank you so much for listening to the Toast the Millennial Morning Show, where we deliver the fast 5 stories you need to know every Monday through Friday on YouTube. So if you're watching this on YouTube, please feel free to subscribe and give this video a thumbs up. We are also available as a podcast anywhere podcasts can be found. So that's Spotify, iTunes, Stitcher, Public Radio, iHeartRadio, CastBox, all the places where you listen to podcasts. Find us at Toast. Leave a 5-star review about how beautiful, about how stunning, and of course, about how wickedly talented we are. Have an amazing weekend, and we will see you on Monday.
Love ya. Bye.